Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about the different parts of the ear. The ear has three main parts, namely the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. So these are the three parts, the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. Each part has its own function. The outer ear or the external ear is that part of the ear that is visible, and it is also called uh, the pinna. This part of the outer ear is called the pinna or the auricle, and it consists of the ridged cartilage and skin and contains glands that secrete earwax, and its funnel-shaped canal leads to the eardrum or the tympanic membrane. The middle ear, as you can see here, the middle ear begins on the other side of the tympanic membrane, and there are three tiny bones in this area, the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. We'll learn about them, which are also called the ossicles. They transfer sound vibrations from the eardrum to the inner ear, and the middle ear also houses the eustachian tubes, which help to equalize the air pressure in the ears. Then next we have the inner ear. The inner ear consists of mainly two parts, that is the cochlea and the semicircular canals. The cochlea is the hearing organ, the snail-shaped one, and it contains two fluid-filled chambers lined with tiny hairs. And when the sound enters, the fluid inside the cochlea causes the tiny hairs to vibrate, sending electrical impulses to the brain. The semicircular canals, they're also known as the labyrinthine, are responsible for balance, and they tell the brain which direction the head is supposed to move. So this is the detailed picture of the outer ear. This part, as you can see, is the outer ear. Now, let's read in details. Okay, the first one is the first part of the outer ear, that is the pinna or the auricle. That's the visible part of the ear, and it collects the sound waves and directs them into the ear canal. And the ear canal then channels these sound waves to the eardrum, which vibrates in response. So the pinna or the auricle is a visible cartilaginous part of the outer ear, and it's shaped to help the funnel the sound waves into the ear canal. So it helps in sound localization. That is, it helps to determine the direction of the sound. Next, we get to know about this is the pinna or the auricle, the description of it I said just now. Now we come to the auditory canal, that is the ear canal. This is the auditory canal. As you can see, this part is the pinna, this is the auditory canal. Now, it's also called the ear canal. It's a tube-like passage that leads from the pinna to the eardrum. As you can see, this tympanic membrane, this is called the eardrum, and it is lined with skin that contains glands that produce earwax and small hairs. And the ear canal amplifies the sound waves slightly as they travel towards the eardrum, and also helps to protect the middle and the inner ear from damage by trapping the foreign particles and preventing them from reaching the inner ear, or reaching the eardrum. This is the middle part of the ear. As you can see, this is a picture of the middle part of the ear. It's a small air-filled cavity, and it plays a very crucial role in hearing by transmitting the sound vibrations from the eardrum to the inner ear. The tympanic membrane, it consists of the tympanic membrane of the eardrum, the ossicles, and the eustachian tube. The ossicles help to amplify and transfer sound vibrations, while the eustachian tubes equalizes ear pressure. This is the tympanic membrane. This is a thin cone-shaped membrane that separates the outer ear from the middle ear. In colloquial terms, we call it the eardrum, and it vibrates to the response of the sounds and the sound waves that enter through the ear canal. And these vibrations are then passed on to the ossicles, It also protects the middle ear from debris and bacteria. The ossicles, or that is, consist of the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. These are three tiny bones, and these are the smallest bones in the body, and they are connected in a chain, and their uh, primary function is to transmit and amplify sound vibrations from the eardrum to the oval window of the inner ear. These bones work together to transmit sound waves from the eardrum to the inner ear. During this process, the ossicles amplify the sound waves, ensuring that they are transmitted into the next stage of the hearing process. So as you see, the malleus, this looks like a hammer. It's attached to the eardrum and receives the initial vibrations. The incus, this is the incus. It looks like an anvil, and it connects the malleus to the stapes. And the stapes, this is a stapes. It looks like a stirrup, and the stapes is the smallest bone and is attached to the oval window of the inner ear. Now we come to the eustachian tube. The eustachian tube connects the middle ear to the nasopharynx, it's the upper part of the throat. And its main function is to equalize air pressure between the middle ear and the outside environment. This is essential for proper sound transmission and prevents discomfort or damage to the inner eardrum. The eustachian tubes have primarily three functions. They drain fluid from the middle ear. This reduces the risk of an ear infection. They equalize air pressure in the middle ear. The eustachian tubes do this by opening when we swallow or yawn, and this lets in small amounts of air so that the air pressure in the middle ear and the environment match, and the eardrum can work the way it should. They protect the middle ear, and the tube close when we are not swallowing or yawning, which protects the middle ear from intruders like viruses and bacteria. Now, the middle ear muscles, they consist of chiefly the tensor tympani and the stapedis. These two small muscles are there. These muscles contract reflexively in response to loud sounds, helping to dampen the vibrations of the ossicles and protect the inner ear from potential damage. Now we come to the inner ear. This is the diagram of the inner ear, as you can see. The inner ear first consists of the temporal bone. Okay, the temporal bone. This part, this is the temporal bone. Okay, it's a complex bone at the side and the base of the skull that houses the structures of the middle and inner ear, and it provides protection and support for these delicate sensory organs. The inner ear specifically is located within uh, a certain portion of the temporal bone and contains the cochlea and the vestibular system. And the temporal bone provides necessary bony support and protection for the delicate inner ear structures. Okay, as you see, damage to the temporal bone in the form of through fractures or anything can also result in hearing loss, dizziness, and balance problems. Now we come to the next and the very important part of the inner ear, which is the cochlea. This is the snail-shaped, as you can see, this part. This cochlea is a spiral-shaped fluid-filled cavity within the inner ear that is crucial for hearing, and it's located in the inner ear and is shaped like a snail shell. Hence, the name is cochlea, because cochlea in Greek means snail, and it's responsible for converting sound vibrations into electrical signals that the brain can interpret as sound. So it receives sound vibrations from the middle ear via the oval window and converts them into electrical signals. Now, as you see, this is the basilar membrane. This basilar membrane within the cochlea is a key structure that vibrates in response to sound waves, and different frequencies of sound cause vibrations at different locations along the membrane. The cochlea contains the organ of the corti. This is the picture of the organ of the corti. which is located on the macellar membrane, and it contains hair cells that convert the mechanical vibrations into neural signals, which contain hair cells that are essential for auditory transduction. And these hair cells are stimulated by the movement of fluid within the cochlea, uh, caused by sound vibrations. The stimulated hair cells generate electrical impulses that travel along the auditory nerve and to the brain, where they are interpreted as sound. So the cochlea contains fluid, and the movement of the fluid in response to sound waves is what stimulates the hair cells. So in case of severe hearing loss, cochlear implants can be done to stimulate hearing once again. And this is all about cochlea. Now we come to the semicircular canals, which are also part of the inner ear. The semicircular canals, these are the semicircular canals. They are three fluid filled loops in the inner ear that play a vital role in balance and spatial orientation. They are primarily responsible for maintaining balance and spatial orientation by detecting rotational movements of the head. They work by sensing the movement of the fluid within the canals, which stimulates hair cells that send signals to the brain about head position and movement. And they detect rotational movements of the head, sending the signals to the brain, and that helps in maintaining the body equilibrium. Now the vestibule, as you can see, this is the vestibule. The vestibule is a central part of the inner ear, specifically within the body labyrinth. And the vestibule is located in the inner ear between the cochlea and the semicircular canals, and small oval-shaped cavity. It has the utricle and the saccule, which are fluid-filled sacs containing sensory hair cells that detect head position and movement, and they are part of the membranous labyrinth. The vestibule is essential for maintaining balance and spatial awareness, and it senses head movement, linear acceleration, and gravity, sending signals to the brain to help coordinate movements and maintain posture. The vestibule connects to the cochlea for hearing via the cochlear recess and the semicircular canals. And the vestibule contains the oval window, which is a membrane that connects to the middle ear and is crucial for transmitting sound vibrations to the inner ear. Now the oval window, this part is the oval window, as you can see. The oval window is a small oval-shaped body opening in the bony wall of the inner ear, specifically in the vestibule, and it is covered by a membrane. It connects the middle ear to the inner ear, and it is covered by a membrane and the stapes, and is attached to it, which is attached to it. And after the sound waves hit the eardrum, the ossicles begin to vibrate, and the stapes contact the oval window, pushing it in and out with the vibrations. When the stapes vibrates, it pushes on the oval window, transferring the vibrations to the fluid within the cochlea, which is essential for hearing. This movement helps transfer sound to the inner ear, which can be processed further. So these are the different parts of the ear and their different functions. So that is all. Thank you.